I'm about to get in. Give Kaya French a well-deserved round of applause. We can turn this off. I don't need none of this. We ain't doing this. We gonna learn today. What Kevin Hart said?
We're gonna learn today.
All right. We're gonna learn today. Did y'all enjoy the class from Lloyd and Kaya? Give them both a well-deserved round of applause, man. You know that I teach disaster preparedness. You know if you mix this,
What is that?
styrofoam. Maybe I shouldn't say that. This is.
Say it.
No.
Say it.
If this and a certain mixture makes napalm. I'm just letting you know. So I'm not gonna go there. Those who know. Those who don't know, you gotta go to class.
Actually, after class.
Yeah. Talk to me after class. Talk to me after class. That's gonna be interesting.
Is that in the book?
No question. I will be writing a disaster preparedness book, and I got 7 books to come out of me before I transition. So, my son, when I said that, he said, "Please don't write them that fast." Oh, it was not even Pisces. Pisces number 18. He said that straight to me. He said, "Oh, you don't have to write. You ain't writing it that fast. Are you there?" No. I'm still up to 3. So, first of all, I need y'all to get up, beloved. Just get up. Let's shake it out. In the dojo, this is what we do this builds energy. You stick your hands out in front of you and just bounce like this. It's like doing jumping jacks, but it helps to build up energy. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah. It's like bouncing, just hit this on. Because it's like jumping jacks, really, but it's simple. And then okay, relax, let it go. Take a deep breath, inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Again, inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. One more time. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. How you feeling? All right, relax. We go sit your ass down. Start playing. I'm about to get in. Y'all done made me bring out my books. I am
Ready.
Y'all made me bring out my books. And this is just a few. Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. Yeah, we're gonna learn today. I ain't playing with y'all. Alright? I live in my best life. I ain't going back and forth with you. I ain't doing it today. Matter of fact, I tell people I don't do debates. I teach. And you know who said that? John Henry Clark said the same thing. He ain't got no time to be debating. It's about teaching. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to get to the point real quick, if you don't mind. Is Donald Trump going to win again?
I don't care.
No.
You know why I don't care? You know why I don't care? Because I don't let his energy penetrate. He didn't penetrate me when he got here. Because I see duality in all of them. And if you learn from his history, you should have been starting your business and building your legacy. Because he passed all his business to his children. They're all in there with him. We went through the worst stuff during slavery. We complained about Donald Trump?
Right.
Are you serious? And we still here. The earth is still here. And they saying certain things, Obama did more than Trump. I'm not gonna go there with you. Now it ain't black rights, it's gay rights. And I respect you. If you're into that, that's your business. But you got to, when you start forcing it down children's throat, at baby age without no decision that have to be made, that's the problem I got. I have cousins that was homosexual and lesbians. One died of AIDS. Okay, when he came from Jamaica, actually he got exposed on his face. Yeah, man. All over the place now. But may he rest in peace, Eve, because you're born on the know, but you could be a deceiver. There's duality in numbers. I'm trying to tell you this why this work. It gets deeper. I'm loving this. But let's start, like I said, let's get back to where we're going stuck. I want to make sure everybody understands this. My wrist was right, okay. So we're going to run down all the numbers here. I'm going to give you at least, with all the numbers, I'm going to give you one or two meanings to each one of the numbers. Right? Basic meanings, because I want the basic, because remember, what did I say about the basic? The basic leads to perfecting your technique. So I learned how to punch. I learned how to punch first. I learned how to block. I learned how to do all the stands. I learned to do my katas. Then we learned to advance the kata and turn techniques and throw people and do all kinds of dance with our footwork. We learn how to move. It's like dancing in a club. This is martial arts dance. People don't know because we throwing people. We moving people with our hips and we doing all kinds of stuff. We doing everything. It's a dance. That's why it's like a dance. But in Batman, my man said, "Oh, this is not a dance." He throwing Batman around. My man Raj Al Ghul, he said, "This is not a dance." He just doing his thing, ninjutsu style, quick. You know what I'm saying? Because once you've mastered the dance, the basic dance, you can take down the dance and redirect the dance. That's what he was saying in that movie. That's why Phil Valentine and people like KT the Arch Degree decodes movies. Panic does, all of them. Brother, all of them does it. But you got to remember, study these movies because they spend millions of dollars to make these. They're social scientists, they're engineers, all of that. I used to work for Spike, and when they set up the movie, they look at the place and set it up to, like if we're doing this whole thing as a movie again, and they took a picture of this is how they would set it up again, the same way in a movie. The same way people sitting, this person sitting here, that person there, they'll put it the same way because they study. They study the human nature, they pay millions of dollars for these type of people to do this. So study movies and learn. Even the movie's 23, or the movie that with Jim Carrey. The movie Knowing with Nicolas Cage. Good number movies. The Ninth Gate. Johnny Depp, who was born June 9th, I'm sorry, he born June 9th, which is interesting. He's saying there's T.D. Jakes. Ninth Gate, yeah, those are like, and Constantine, good movies. Metaphysics movies, okay, and one with Cuba Gooding Jr. and what's his face who passed, who killed himself? Y'all know him, Robin Williams. Very good, what dreams make. Right, very good metaphysics movie. Very good metaphysics movie. That's on deeper level with astral travel and all that kind of stuff. We're not gonna go there. That's panics in them realm. I ain't gonna touch that realm. Not right now. All right, good. So 0. Either potential, of course, it's potential, and I'm putting it in the middle because that's what it is. It's potential on its lower frequency or its highest frequency or highest vibration. That's the 0 on its lower and high, but it's also a very spiritual number. And I want you to pay attention to this double 8 because a lot of people would say that 8 is this. The infinity sign. Not according to Kabbalah. That's not the 8, and the Kabbalah symbol is different. The infinity sign and the 8 is different because in Kabbalah, the 8 is 2 different zeros on top of each other, one going counterclockwise, one going the other way around. That means build. That's why in the nation, the 5% they said the nation, they call it build and destroy. Either you're going to build, that's the counterclockwise, or, see, counterclockwise, you see how they do astrology is counterclockwise, the clock, all the thing going backwards. You see it's going backwards? And clockwise is what we're going under here in this universe, in this world right now. But that's the build and destroy symbol. That's the symbol of build and destroy, but it's also the symbol of the old soul, the old spirit, the old energy coming back. Pay attention. This is an old soul energy here. Because of the 0 dealing with the old spirit, that ancient spirit going back to the original 0 itself. The double it and telling me that you have everything in your hands, anything you want, dealing with those double zeros. If you're born under the 8, the 17, or the 26th of the month, you got to understand what your powers is. Especially if you have some 8s, which is very unusual, and especially in your namesake, it's very important that you recognize when you go into an 8-year, your 8-month, what to do and what to pay attention, what kind of ancestors you need to connect to, because it's an ancestral number also. But getting back to this. Now 1, on its positive, is the creative number. creative, or let's say, and leadership number. On its negative, indecisive. And hard-headed. Hard-headed and uncreative. Anything else? See, one thing y'all gotta understand with the meanings of these things. Try to elaborate or exaggerate each one of the original meanings from it, and you can keep on adding on. Don't. If you're starting with the basics and that's all you need to know is the basics, that's just for you to develop yourself. Develop your ability to be able to read a person. So if you see somebody born on the 1, okay, you're creative or you're a leader. You can keep it right there because you don't know more. Right. But if you can Google it up now, and it'll give you all the synonyms, the synonyms of all of the words, and you'll start seeing a whole bunch of them start come, and you start studying. Then you start studying multiple books on it, and then start adding to your arsenal when you're doing it. You wanted to say something?
So on the higher vibration of 1, if it's a leader, then would the lower vibration be a follower?
Well, you're very good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. You're right. But that you're absolutely right. There's always the opposite again, the balance again. But if I see a 1 as a follower all the time, like I couldn't work on a radio station under rules too long. They used to call me the Lone Ranger even in the radio station. Because I thought I was smarter than their ass. You asked me to be on the morning show, now you want to turn me into you. That don't make sense. That didn't make sense. And then what's so funny, they put me and Prince Kalunda, and that was an old friend, he was born on the 19th of February. So we 2 ones together, doing our thing, having fun, turning up the ratings against David Levy and all these other radio stations hosts back in the day. But then you want to turn us into y'all who ain't on the radio and you're just a program director and that's it. Y'all called us to that point and put us in the front because y'all seen what kind of energy we had individually. And now they want to squash us. Okay. So the highest vibration of the number 2, of course, sensitivity can come 2 ways now. You got to be very mindful of sensitivity because you can have lower vibration, could be sensitive, too sensitive. Could be too sensitive. That's too sensitive. But highly sensitive is nothing wrong with that. Highly sensitive is nothing wrong with that. But when you're highly sensitive as a number 2 or somebody born under 2 or connected to that number 2, remember to be careful of energy vampires. That's what the 2 always have to be very mindful. 2 and 7s have to be very mindful of energy vampires trying to suck you. Good book, Energy Vampires by Dorothy Harbour. And Dodging Energy Vampires by Kristen Northrup. Northrup, N-O-R-T-H-R-U-P. 2 good books on it. Especially if you're born with 2 and 7 or a lot of 2s and 7 in your charts. Pay attention. If you have family members born under that. Now, the 3, the positive, of course, is being optimistic. Being jovial. All that. Happy, that's the positive of the number 3. The negative of the number 3, not just sad, not just depressed. Very good. Those are good words.
Unbalanced.
No, hold on. Hold on. Good. Okay. But the negative on a general level is they have an ability to be reckless. Reckless. Scandal. Scandalous. Scandalous. James Brown, the 3rd of May. Star from Star and Buck Brown, from Star Chamber, the 3rd of May. Think about it. Think about these 3s that keep on popping up with all this scandal stuff. People in their 3 year, like R. Kelly was in his 3 year. His scandals coming up. African Mbata was in his 3 years. Scandal. I got to look up his, no, he's born on the 9th. OJ's born, 9th of July? I know he's Cancer. He's one of them Cancer. He's the 9th or 8th, but he's a Cancer. But damn it. I'm sure if you look at the numbers of the year that they're going through, they're going. Good. Read his numbers on his name. What his real name, because OJ is not his name. Like Bill Cosby, born on the 12th of July. And then if you look up his whole name, he got a bunch of 3s in his name, the Bill Cosby. We got to think about it. So a lot of that stuff, it attracts them. But your optimism, your jovialness, and your need to express and expand is very important. But expression and expansion comes in duality. You can express yourself negatively, or you can express yourself positively. You can expand yourself negatively, or you can expand yourself positively. It's totally up to you, because we all have will. We all have willpower to do whatever we want with any one of these numbers. That's why I said in my book, none of this controls us at the end of the day. Right. It's a matter of perspective. And put numbers, and I don't say, let me tell you something, as much as there's numbers that are challenging and signs that are challenged to each other, I never say nobody can get along with each other. It's a matter of perspective. It may be one sign is a little bit challenging to the other. It might be one number might be a little challenge, but you must have manifested that person in your life for a reason. To overcome the challenge, to kick the challenge over, to kill the challenge one day. We don't know what we're going to do with it. We don't know. You throw hot oil on the challenge. I don't know. But that was a challenge you had to overcome. I knew a girl that I dealt with one time. She got the hot oil treatment in Jamaica. Them good for that, you know. Throwing hot pink for it. Them good for that. I'll run up with you with acid and mess because you're so beautiful. Beautiful women like they attack beautiful women. And she was very beautiful. You know, I dealt with her. Aquarius girl, I'm gonna do my thing. She look nice, don't dare, but don't dare mess up. Just saying. You gotta show them love. Everybody deserves love. Look at Major Hype, he born on the 12th now. Major Hype said, yeah, I've dealt with a midget before. I understand. She heavy, but I understand. Yo, Major Hype is crazy. But that's my boy. We worked on the same radio station together. Now, 4. Why y'all laughing? The positive of the number 4 is the need for structure, organization, organize, remember that. Discipline is needed. Always remember that's 4 is that building number. That's the 4 angles, the four things to a square. That's the 4. That's what it represents. That building aspect, that positive building aspect. Not master building, but positive building, but it is the lower octave of the master number. But structure and organization, discipline is the primary, just the basic. I'm just giving you basic, I'm not giving you a whole. That's when you go into the books and study. Like Lloyd said on Brother Richard's show, you're not going to learn this right away. You're just getting the basics from us. You ain't going to get it all until you go and apply yourself. And start with your family. The negative of the 4. Unstructured, unorganized, undisciplined, mental problems, mentally holding things in, locking it in, and depression, of course. But let's say these are all, let's say unstructured, unorganized, undisciplined. That's when you start dealing with trauma now. That's the trauma stuff. That's really trauma. Okay? 5, we know, that's the freedom lover. But you gotta let 5 know that freedom ain't always free. Because 5 are gonna have sex with every and anything if you let them go. If you let them go if they don't have no discipline, let's be real. If you lacking discipline, number 5, you'll be all over it. There might be other numbers that's holding you back from doing it, but it didn't mean you didn't think it. I want to eat that nigga, he's a chocolate. And she'll probably want to eat him for real. Fucking knife and spoon. Y'all gotta be careful. Come on, but I'm gonna show you. December 5th, Little Richard.
He's different.
He became, that 5 is a different thing. It becomes different. Walt Disney, December 5th.
He took it 2 and a 3.
It's all right. I'm gonna go there too. Quincy Jones is the 14th of March. Ray Charles, the 23rd of September. If you see, he held hands. I'm like, oh, oh God, she ugly. Her hand too big. Oh my God. Oh yeah, she fine as hell. And he laid up with everything. 23. Don't stop playing. Now, I'll say this. Women are a little different than men. Because when men say go, but I knew a number 5 that could not stop having sex. That's why 5 and 9 are the sexual addiction number. Vices. The vices number. That's why they got to be protective of their vices. Control it. But we ain't going to 9 yet. The negative of the number 5, I already said that, right? Y'all are listed. Y'all all over the place. Scattered. Scattered energy. Scattered energy. Let's just stop there. Let's stop there. Scattered energy. If they deal with one mind, they say another way. They don't know which one they want to stay with. Like, this one, yeah, this one's fine too. Why can't I have all of them? Can I have both of them too? Wait a minute, you can do polygamy and I can't do polyandry. What's wrong with you, nigga? I'm just saying. Let's pay attention. Pay attention. Because even if you don't acknowledge that 5 energy in you, it's in your thoughts. Stop playing. It's just that you can't. It's like I can't scream fire in a crowded theater. But we want to. I want to see what happens. Well, I got a lot of 5s in my name, so I know what it is. Oh, I can do this. Let's scream it. I'll just sit there and watch my popcorn and tripping all that stuff. That's the 5 energy. 6. We know 6 is the nurturer. Nurturer. I just put up there. I ain't gonna spell all that. Nurturer. That's the home body. We know 6 is a balance. Let's go with Ma'at. Those who understand Ma'at. 6 represents the Ma'atic balance. The balance of truth, justice, reciprocity. All of that. Equality, that's the 6. But the negative of the 6 is not being a homebody, not being a nurturer, being hard-headed. That's another them hard-headed. They're hard-headed. 6, abandonment is very important to watch out for the 6. If you let them go down their negative route. You know what I'm saying? They love, but they might, remember, 6 and 5 are the sensual and sexual energy. You gotta pay attention, so y'all attracting that too. Even in your 5 and your 6 year, you might attract it. You start pulling while you see why women start coming to you or men start coming. You married all in your feelings with your wife, but some girl come out just this big old booty, walk in front of you. I say, hey, you say, hey, back. So wrong. 6 and 5 years. See, like I said, because you can be freedom in your 5 years. See, that's why in my what's so funny, in my consultation, a lot of the breakups are happening around the 5 and the 9 year cycles. Those are, 7 is when they're thinking about it. You know, they're holding it, through 1, they want to be to themselves. The 2, they're very sensitive, so as soon as you stick their head in, they're crying. All that kind of stuff. I don't want it all. Really? I'm giving it all today. You don't want it all today. Watch the video here. 3 is the flirtation. 3 and 5 are the flirtatious numbers. So when you're in those sensual cycles, all right, calm down. This ain't Def Jam. I'm just having fun. So 3 and 5 are those hangout signs, those hangout numbers, those flirtatious numbers. Like you and your 3, you need to go out and have some fun and shake that ass. That's the dancer's number. 5 and 6, 3 is like, damn, y'all going out to party. That's why my son came and he's gone. He born on the 23rd of January. He's out, in and out. Okay, Pop, I gotta go. I gotta work. All right, son, I already know. I know him. I know all my children. Like, okay, I got this. See, if you don't understand your numbers, the basics of the numbers, you won't understand your own children and yourself. That's why it says, know thyself. And beginning to know yourself is understanding the frequency of the numbers that's connected to you from positive and negative. So, like I said, that 6, the unbalanced if they're not balanced. The hard-headedness of their mother. They're not grounded because it's an earth number. Now, we only get into the different numbers and their gender. And why you got to pay attention to that too. Because that also has something to do with trauma. Like if you, okay, so let me finish off these numbers. 7, positive of 7 is the spiritual aspect, spirituality. Spirit. Got that? Researchers. Researchers. The love for detail, like the number 4, they have a love for detail, but 7 also have a love for detail. There's much more. Like I said, I'm just giving the basics. You go in the books, they're all in there. The more you go, you keep on adding on to your repertoire and all of that, you'll be able to spit it out. But the negative of a 7 is worrying. She said that earlier. She said something about worrying, right?
Yep.
She didn't say this. The etymology of worry is choking you out. It's called choking. If you study the etymology of the word worry, it means to choke. So if you worry too much, you're choking yourself. You're killing yourself, literally. That's why people can worry themselves to death or worry themselves to sickness. And 7 and 4s are the primary numbers of depression, health, worry, and holding things in. Those are the primary numbers. The other numbers, 5 has a mental frustration attitude sometimes, heavy, if they don't stay jovial and happy and moving. 8 also has that tendency to be a loner and lonely and have lonely thoughts, but also it's a multitude of 4, so it just doubles all of that. That 4 energy doubles. That's why the 3 powerful numbers in the charts are usually called the 3, 6, and 9, according to either Nikola Tesla or Einstein. One of them said it. If you understand the power of the 3, 6, 9, you understand that's the power. There's a power in that for a reason, to understand this multitude of the 3, 6, 9. So understand the 3, 6, 9, why they're all very high frequency numbers, all supporting one another. Remember, the 3 deals with expansion, the 6 deals with balance, the 9 deals with completing what you started to advance and balancing yourself in. You complete it. That's the 9. And it all adds up to 9 when you add it all together anyway. 9 plus a 9 is 18. That's why I'm not afraid of the number 666. It adds up to what?
18.
Don't be afraid of that number. They taught us that. Now, in religious stuff, if the more you put into it, then you become afraid of it. That's why you got to be careful what you put your energy to. I don't want you to put your energy into the negativity. I want you to understand, to recognize it so you can reverse it. Holistic numerology, because in holistic medicine or holistic practices, they want to reverse the disease. This is the disease. Dis-ease. That's the dis-ease. We need to heal. That's what we need to do. And going towards that frequency is the healing factor. 8. Dealing with 8. We know that's the money, power. We know that. But 8 is also a disciplinary number, the need for discipline, maintaining discipline. Discipline. Also, 8 is, like I said before, about that old soul energy. What 8 are supposed to do is bring back old ways from the past, because you'll find people born on the 8th of 17 and 26, they still like old music, they like old school ways, they like loyalty. Loyalty is a big thing for 8 and 4, heavy. Big thing for 8 and 4. But the negative of the 8 is not being able to handle finance well. Argumentative. Oh, they love a good debate. Like the sister I was sitting next to her, that's why she kept on saying so. She loves a good debate. That's cool. They love it. So it's funny how as you get closer to 9, which 9 is also an argumentative number, it's negative. 8 and 9 right there, they can get into some hardcore debates and arguments. I've met and spoke to people either on the Capricorn or whatever. They've done that. So 8 again is the lack of discipline. Huh? The loner energy, of course. And, of course, argumentative. Thank you very much. You're so nice. Argumentative. Understand, and there's much more. It's not just that. Then 9, of course, the universal love. universal peace, love, peace, universal travels, universal everything on a higher vibration, because that is the quote-unquote completion of the numbers as far as going from 1 to 9 before it starts repeating itself into 10 and 11 and all that. That's the level. So that tells people born on the night to always stay at a higher level, even above everything. You see things differently than other people. You can really, and because 9 say what they mean and mean what they say, they got to be very careful, because if you're the universal love, you better say it with love. Because we used to hear that saying, sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt you. But that's not true. Because you tell a child some bad things from when they're young, and it sticks to them, especially if they love you, it will stay with them for the rest of their life and harm them. They'll never think that they'll better themselves. So 9s, like Lloyd and Kai was saying, yo, you got to tell the truth about 9s. Tell the truth. 9 ones, they'll tell you the truth. Like I got like 3 9s in my sons as far as my children are concerned. And look, anytime I want, if I made bad music, and I purposely send them bad music, they'll tell you, Dad, this joint ain't ish. At least, but that's what I want to hear. I want to see where it, But my son, one of my sons, born on the 18th of March, born the same day. I think he born a day after Francis Cress Welsing. He said my grandmother made a cake, but she forgot to put the milk and water in it. Hold on now. My son born on September the 18th said, Grandma, this ain't good. And my mother understood. And then my son, the Pisces, born on the 18th, he said, oh, Grandma, it tasted fine. He really, he did it with love. He said, it could be better. But it tastes fine. But she said, well, I forget to put the milk in it. And I was moving so fast waiting for it to come, man. I forget to put the milk in it. So he actually, my other sons had to carry the cake to him because he wanted to eat the whole cake since Grandma made it. That was the love he showed. So number 9s have to stay on that universal love, that high level, that universal language, that universal movement, that, all of that. But on his negative, war, police, military, argument. Matter of fact, the word police adds up to the number 9 in numerology. Oh!
You said police?
Police! Calling police, it makes a lot. Yo, that's why I'm very careful. In my 9th day, in my 9th year, I be very careful on the street because, like Lloyd said, you learn to be in certain places at the right time. Understand why we do this. You know I'm gonna shout you out, Lloyd. Why are you talking? You one of my teachers, man. You here? Now, yes, my brother.
So if you're in a personal year of 9, you're saying it might
be very mindful of how you deal with police outside, inside, getting into arguments, confrontation with all that kind of stuff. Always in a 9-year, or if you're a 9 person, think on a higher level because you're the highest number on the chart so far. Always keep your mind on a high level. Avoid the trauma. Why are you attracted? You can walk around the street looking all bad and like, oh man, what the, like when what's the name? Them got arrested. What's the name? NWA in the movie. Now the DJ, Dr. Dre, he born February 18th, and they said, all right, F it, let's do it. Let's do this song. They all agreed to do it. But once Dre co-signed it because it was his rhythm, it's his beat. He could say, nah. That's when everything went. And then the police came and got them all. Went for them. We got to pay attention because, and what's so funny, Eazy-E born on the 9th of September 7th. Of course, Ice Cube born on June 15th. Yep. You see, you're paying attention to all these numbers that's working with each other. They're all working with each other. They're all working each other. One had, if you look at the movie is just what it is, based on what it is. But if you got to pay attention to these movies and watch these movies, I watched the James Brown movie. I pay attention to the controversy in James Brown's life. That's how I know. The third, when Lloyd taught us about that, the scandalous and all that, you start looking at these repetitive things in nature and in cycles in yourself and your family. Now, something I want to show people. I always write it down. I got to keep my notes. Sorry, thank you. Excuse me. Now, according to, now everybody got this? All right, okay, good. I didn't have to write down war or negative argument if I didn't have to write down. Y'all understand that? Good. Now, we're going to get to something else. Now, I want to finish. What time we got? What time we got? I want to make sure I'm in time. What time?
4:06.
4:06? Okay, good. We got a little time. We got a little time. Good.
This went fast.
Oh yeah, because what we giving is just tip of the iceberg stuff. This is for you to study at the end of the day. Man, we can keep on going. I'm telling you, we can keep on going. But requirements to test any scientific evidence in order to verify it. It has to be measurable. It has to be observable, and it has to be repeatable. That's one thing numerology has proven over the year. Measuring. Measurable, observable, and repeatable. Repetitiveness, visualizing, watching it as it goes throughout the years, and the quantifying of it, that's the measurement. The quantifying over years, that's why numerology can go back over 10,000 years. According to old numerologists like Florence Campbell, who wrote this book. Your days are numbered. Who was one of her best in her time, right, Lord?
Yep.
One of the best in her time. Florence Campbell. She even says it in this book. I'll tell you, when white folks start writing about antiquity and all that kind of stuff, it is you, family. It's not just, it's you. Look what she says. She says, final words. In the Egyptian rituals of the dead, called the Book of the Masters of Secret Houses, in the Indian Vedas, in the Chinese circle, but she started off with Egypt, which is good. We know where Egypt is. We know what that is. The circle of heavens, in the Chinese circle of heavens, the Hebrew Kabbalah, we may find records to prove that the science of numbers was in use over 11,000 years. Oh, go! There is good evidence that it is more than twice as age old as that. That's what she's saying in her book. Good book to get if you can find it. I found this, you would laugh where I found this. On the street,
Yes, I knew that.
in front of a Bilalian mosque. They were selling it on the thing. One of Waradudin Muhammad's mosques. Selling it for $2. That's why I tell y'all, pay attention on the streets. Them dollar stocks. The people on the streets pick up some people are just getting rid of family heirlooms and their family. Fathers throwing out books, mothers throwing out books. My mother said, throwing away books is a sin. That's what my mother said. And next door neighbor was throwing away, and I found I forgot to bring that book. I found another good book of numerology that this white army vet had. And he was born under the Aquarius energy. He was born January 21st. Read them, but they was throwing out the father's book. The only thing they didn't throw out is the comic books.
Huh.
And when I went over there to say, can I take some books and take some books? And when they got H.G. Wells books, I got James Bond books. I mean, some old James Bond books when they was just sold for 35 cents.
Yeah.
You hear me? The H.G. Wells book, The Science of Life, is worth $100 going up to $200 online right now. If I keep on holding it, that's why I tell all my children, I said, look, if you cannot keep the books, if you don't want to keep the books, give them to a black institution that will preserve the books, like a Schomburg's and all that. I tell them all. I write it in back of my plaques on my walls, so when they take down my plaque after I'm dead, they say, oh, wait a minute, Daddy said keep these books and give it to, you're damn right.
Yeah.
I don't want you to dash it away and throw it away. We spent thousands of dollars on our books.
Yes, we did.
We ain't playing.
No.
And this man has been my inspiration for that. So understand, going back to this, I call it the MOR system, M-O-R, measurable, observable, repeatable. That's how you recognize its scientific evidence over the years and over time when you start seeing that. And you start seeing repeatable because you start seeing patterns in your own family of numbers that either are your challenges or they work with you, or they don't work with you, or you work with that person, or you have to heal or work with that person. Brother Anthony, big up to you. Give Brother Anthony a round of applause. How you doing, sir? He's one of the brothers here from this place. A round of applause. Thank you, brother. You all right?
All right, I'm fine.
Spiritual blessings to you, sir. So please pay attention to that. Study these words. Study these words and then apply them to your learning of numerology, because Lloyd years ago said to me over the phone, and I've never been in a formal class with Lloyd. Never been in a formal class. It's me and him talking, reading, studying, and I never got a real reading from Lloyd until later on, and when I started dating somebody. That was when I was debating the 21st one there. The 21st. I got it from his student, James Dillahunt, who moved to North Carolina now. And I was listening to my old tapes with him, and I was like, oh, damn. And he was going in, and he was still good. He was kind of slow. He was, he's slow with it, very meticulous. I don't know if you know his birthday. You remember his birthday, James Dillahunt?
It was just last month.
He's
I'm not mistaken. It's Gemini Cancer, somewhere around
there. That, okay, but he did, I was reading, I got tapes, and that's when we were doing on cassettes. But it's very important that we study measurable, observable, repeatable. That's how you're going to know it's scientific evidence, and that's how you're going to recognize scientific evidence. Now, I have something else that I want to show people one more time. I do a thing called, in my classes, I do a thing called BATH. B-A-T-H. That's an acronym, BATH. B-A-T-H. Beyond, around, or somebody might say, let's say around, or might be, I just put down that, yeah, leave that alone, around. This one is a T, trajectory, and the other one is hearing. Very important. How to look beyond the numbers, because numbers, if you understand numbers related to human being, it also has dimension. It's a dimension, how to look around the one. One is just not, like I said, the one is not just leadership in you. That's why I say in my book, numbers are simple, people are complicated. Because it could be all these positive and negative, but at the end of the day, your life and what you see in that person's life is what you need to look around to. Even when dating somebody, you gotta ask the questions. You gotta know what type of person that person is. Because 1 is a male energy. 0 is a feminine energy. Feminine energy, 2. Male energy, 3. Feminine energy, 4. Male energy, 5. Feminine energy, 6. Male energy, 7. Feminine energy, 8. And male energy, 9. But some numerologists says this. There's a thing called the circular and the linear, where the curves are female and the straight linear is male. So if you see a number 2 like this, that higher part of the 2 will be female and the lower part will be male. Like a duality. Some numerology, especially in this book, I'm going to point you to books. I can show you better than I can tell you. Boom. Beginner's Guide for Divination. It's called Flow Lines, recognizing flow lines. I want y'all to study. We just giving you basics here. Go study. Because at the end of the day, you incorporate, like Lloyd told us, is to incorporate into our own personalities. Now, what's so interesting, divination, they don't give us the various people that compiled this. They don't give us a direct name to an author of this book, but it's online.
What is it called again?
The big